Moses Itauma to fight Kubrat Pulev for the WBA belt as 20-year-old targets a version of the heavyweight title in his 14th bout. This absolutely stinks. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. So, it's official that Moses Itauma will be facing Kubrat Pulev. And it has been dated for... Well, let's have a look here. Man, this is some breaking news, man. I'm not sure when they've dated this. Let me go through the article anyway. We'll read through a couple of paragraphs and we'll see where we're at. Right, so Kubrat Pulev ordered to defend the WBA heavyweight belt against Moses Itauma. I'm sure this ain't the full WBA belt. This must be the regular. Anyway, unbeaten 20-year-old British challenger is targeting a version of the world title in just his 14th fight. Pulev and Itauma now have 30 days to negotiate terms of the bout, or for the bout. The unbeaten 20-year-old British challenger is targeting a version here. It's flipping repeating now, isn't it, really? After he knocked out Dillian Whyte, yeah, this, that, whatever. Listen. I'm going to have to listen. Oh, man. First off, how does Kubrat Pulev have a WBA belt? How did he get this regular belt? I don't know. We have to go back and look. But Moses Itauma is being crowned the new sensation, right? Boxing's golden boy, the darling of the heavyweight division, Frank Warren's darling, yeah? Old Bricktop Fish Eyes, wherever you want to call him, Frank Warren, the Hall of Fame promoter. He's trying to nurture Moses Itauma to a heavyweight title, and I'm not sure if I really like that, to say the truth. Because he was spoken of highly to be this Mike Tyson figure, right? At 20 years old. At 20 years old, Mike Tyson was fighting some of the best in the division. Some of the best guys in the division. I don't see Kubrat Pulev as a top 10 fighter. Even though he has a belt, I do not see him as a top... I don't even see him as a top 15, to tell you the truth, right? Frank Sanchez seemed pretty interested in that fight, you know, and they pulled him out of the Frank Sanchez fight. That would have been a fight. If Itauma had gone out there and stopped Frank Sanchez, that would have raised a lot of eyebrows. That's all I'm going to say. But no, listen. They've dragged up the old corpse of Kubrat Pulev, the man that got iced 5 years ago, mind you, 5 years ago by Anthony Joshua. They've dragged up Kubrat Pulev, right, from Moses Itauma to just bury the guy again, you know? They've dragged him up for Moses Itauma just beat on him. This fight ain't going to last 2 rounds, I'm telling you. Be 1 round. If he gets out of the first round, he'll be lucky. Kubrat Pulev's going to get knocked out cold within 2 rounds. This fight doesn't prove anything. We're not going to see anything. Moses Itauma will not be tested in this fight. Kubrat Pulev is a slow starter. He likes to work behind his jab. He's not an aggressive fighter in any way. He's not a power puncher. Right? He's more of a tactical tactician type fighter. And at his age now, I mean, there's hardly any testosterone going through those veins, man. Itauma's just going to go out with his young, hungry self and go out and just put an absolute beating on Kubrat Pulev. This fight shouldn't even be sanctioned, shouldn't even be allowed. I'm telling you, shouldn't be allowed. It's going to look very similar to what we saw with Dillian Whyte. We're not going to learn anything in this fight. And Frank Warren, well, he's going to get a WBA belt without having to do it 15 fights and you ain't done anything, mate. You've done nothing. I'm sorry, you've done nothing. I don't want to be too hard on the guy because he's only 20 years old, alright? But it's where the media have been putting him recently, and obviously Frank Warren was obviously speaking high. Everyone's been speaking highly of this kid. I just want to see him in a decent fight. I'm not saying he has to be in a 50-50 fight, but definitely if he wants to fight for the title, he's gonna have to take on a few 50-50 fights. But if you don't want to risk him that much right now, at least put him in a fight where someone's going to give him some resistance. Someone like Jermaine Franklin, you know, could give him a little bit of resistance. Although I've heard that Jermaine Franklin had a bad last fight. I haven't watched the fight, but Franklin seems like a guy that could give him some issues. I don't know. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I've never really thought about who would give him some issues right now. Michael Hunter was being spoken of. We don't know what Hunter looks like now. He hasn't fought for a few years. Maybe Makhmudov after his fight with Dave Allen. I don't see why that wouldn't be a good fight. Makhmudov, even though Makhmudov's looking for an Anthony Joshua fight, I don't see why you couldn't get Makhmudov in there with Itauma. Makhmudov's very aggressive as well. He's an aggressive starter. He's a big puncher. He's heard Dave Allen say that he hurt him several times, though he never showed it much. But Makhmudov carries big power. That'd be a good fight for Itauma. I want to see Itauma come through some adversity, man. I can't keep pumping. I'm not pumping this guy up until I see some adversity and I see him fight a live opponent. Kubrat Pulev is not it. I'm telling you, he's not it. We're gonna literally be waiting a whole year, if anything, to see this guy face any resistance, because he's gonna ice Pulev. And if he beats Pulev, I'm still no title shot. I'm sorry. You don't beat Dillian Whyte and Kubrat Pulev and start calling for a title shot. I don't care how young he is and how good he is. You've got to prove yourself. And he could have proved himself against Frank Sanchez. If he had gone out there and stopped Frank Sanchez within 2 rounds, that would have put a massive statement, and it would have put the whole heavyweight division on alert. At the moment now, I'm just unconvinced. I've got to see something, and I've got to see him against a live opponent. Anyway, enough said. Do us a favour, smash the like button, hit the bell for notifications to get all new latest videos.